So you are Jodie Vinson, and you are the director of the What Cheer Writers Club?
Yeah, I'm the program manager there.
Okay,
Yeah,
that is a mouthful to get out. I hadn't realized that until I had to do it.
had to do it on camera while we're recording.
Yes.
Yeah, what's your Writers Club? It's a nonprofit. We serve the writers, illustrators, podcasters, anyone who's kind of creating content in Rhode Island.
And how long have you been around?
A little over a year and a half. I think we had our grand opening November 2018. Yeah, we're primarily a co-working space with meeting rooms, classroom, and a place for creatives to work downtown Providence. But then we're also, cultivating communities. So we hold events, community meetups for creatives, and practicums kind of on the business end. If you're an artist or a creative trying to make it work, how to get a grant to support your work, that kind of thing, as well as some podcast education and programming in our normal lives.
Yeah. And I feel like you're totally underselling the space, which is the most beautiful space that I've seen ever.
Yeah, it'd be easy for me to oversell it right now because I'm definitely missing it. And we do have one staff member checking on the space, and I asked her to send me a video of it because I'm so nostalgic for it. I haven't been there since February. But yeah, it's wonderful. There's a salon where we hold our events. There's a library with nooks for quiet, focused work that are quite popular with writers who like to hole away. We have a boardroom, a beautiful classroom, and the podcasting studio, and everything has sort of an aesthetic touch. Like, it was definitely created with the writer, the illustrator, the creative in mind. So it's an inspiring place for sure. And we often hear from our members that they're very productive there. And we're definitely hearing from them now that they are missing that space. As we all know, it's difficult to find a focused, quiet space in our home and family lives to do that kind of work.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm wondering, from your perspective, obviously with the club, but also just personal perspective, what you're seeing and noticing and experiencing right now.
Yeah, it's been interesting because I think we've been in this, not long, and it's hard to get perspective, but long enough that to see kind of a trajectory of the way that people are adjusting and responding to their new living situations. And that can look, of course, quite differently for different types of people, but I have had my eye on our members, of course, as we interact with them and try to support them in this time. So from them, I think at the very beginning, there was, a lot of shock and what do we do now? And it's nice to see now, a month on, people, while still dealing with a lot and a lot of barriers to creation haven't gone away, finding creative ways to find the space that they need or stay inspired or stay connected. And definitely from the beginning as a club, I know I was just getting home from traveling overseas when things kind of hit. And when I knew I would be going into the 14 days of quarantine that of course have expanded since then, I kind of knew right away, oh, this is going to be very isolating for me personally. And even though I, as well as a lot of our members, are introverted creative types, who many of them already were working from home or out of the club. That's kind of the purpose it served for a lot of freelancers, as a kind of office away from home. Even though maybe they were used to that, it was still a big adjustment for everyone. And I had that sense right away, okay, I'm going into 14 days of isolation. At that time, that was my thought, is that it's going to be really important for me to stay connected in some way and to balance this. And so that was really a personal motivation that I had for keeping our events and creating new opportunities for people to connect virtually. So we started by setting up using the Slack platform. It's like a discussion platform for members to have discussions online, to have guided co-working sessions to the extent that it's possible. Share your goals, know that we're working alongside you for a few hours, check in around lunch, this kind of thing. We also heard that, we were surveying our members and hearing that a lot of people are struggling with focus and motivation. So we started doing write-ins where we're on a call and we write for an hour with some writing prompts to help with focus. those kind of things, as well as just keeping our normal events going. So, a showcase of members' works where they're reading on Zoom, an environmental writers roundtable we had last weekend for people in the community to still see each other and hear what's going on with them. And I know, Jessica, you joined us for our Friday morning coffee chats, one of them. We've had local authors on to talk about books that were released that, a lot of their events are canceled, to try to still help get the word out, as well as allow members to say, hey, this is how my week is going. This is what I'm doing. And that, for me personally, those coffee chats have been so inspiring to see that, to both hear that people are struggling with the same things and to hear the ways that they are finding to overcome them, and to find out about creative projects like your Coronacast, which I did find out about through that coffee chat. That's really what's kept me going, and hopefully is helping others as well.
Yeah. Yes, and you had Mary Kim Arnold, who I am a big fan of.
Oh, she's wonderful.
She
is. That was a wonderful chat with her.
You guys have done an amazing job. I mean, I've participated in just a few of the virtual programs that you've done, but I think have done and you moved fast with the Slack channel and really bringing things online really quickly. Once I figured out how to manage the notifications on that, I think it's been I was a little overwhelmed at first, but once I figured that out, I think it's just been a great way of staying connected with people who I don't know, who are doing really fascinating work.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Yeah, definitely. It's tricky to balance. I think now we're also dealing with that kind of backlash of overstimulation and of online events and screen time. So we're also trying to now think about ways to engage people who might be more tech adverse or non-virtually, which is a little more hard, or difficult to stay safe and do that. But we're definitely exploring ideas that way. But yeah, we've been motivated by the fact that we're also under the same duress, and that these are the things that are helping us personally as a staff too. I think it hasn't been a bad thing to have it gave us a push to do some things online that we had considered doing before, such as a virtual platform where members who maybe aren't close to our headquarters in downtown Providence, or at the further reaches of Rhode Island, can still, connect. And so, if there's any silver lining, I'm really grateful for the fact that kind of lit a fire under us to get those platforms that we discussed going. And I have no doubt that some of them will continue, through even when we're able to return to a more normal state. Yeah.
So do you have a hope for I'm not going to say the whole name all at once because it's not going to come out right. Do you have a hope for the club on the other side of this? And has it changed your thinking about it at all?
Yeah, I think it has. I think I have a deeper sense of community, really. I mean, I'm fairly new to Providence. I got this job soon after I moved here. And one thing I've always loved and appreciated in the past, year and a half or so is the close-knit community, because Providence is smaller than some of the other cities I've lived in. And even though it is easy to feel fragmented and isolated at this time, in a lot of ways I feel, I guess, an appreciation for the previous connections we had in person and the strength of that community, and that it is still thriving, that you can still find it and still find other like-minded organizations keeping their events going and doing what they can to support each other during this time. So definitely a renewed appreciation for the community and a renewed kind of dedication to it during this time and beyond, for sure. And I'm hopeful that, I think we'll all experience that sense of this is what we need, and that the club, even though we are experiencing as a nonprofit some duress for lack of income streams from closing our physical location, and a lot of our members are, because they're freelancers, because they're losing opportunities, and there's some loss of income there as well. So even though there will be some financial strain on our membership and on our numbers, I'm hopeful that I know that the community will continue and that it will be stronger in the end because of this, because I think in the trials of it, that we only it really reveals how much we do need each other and how much we do need the space for creation, the physical space. I think when we can safely reopen, people are going to flock to that, right? They're going to want to get out of their homes. And to each other when we are able to hold in-person events again. I know that I will have a deeper appreciation for them. So I do feel hopeful about the future of the club in the long run.
Well, I agree completely, and I want to say thank you, because I think you guys have done you really have, I think both the physical space has been a huge addition to downtown Providence, but also you have brought together this community that existed, but there wasn't really a holding place for it. And in a pretty short amount of time, I mean, have really proven that out. And so it will, it definitely needs to continue.
Yeah, and I hope it will. And it's true, the community existed, and it just required, a little a space, or really where they could come together and find each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll continue to do that.
Well, thanks for chatting with me.
Thank you, and thank you for holding these Coronacasts. Again, it's another venue where we can see each other and hear each other, and kind of gain that sense of solidarity through this. So I hope you continue doing them. And I should mention that you're going to be on our podcast listening party at the club.
Yeah.
Showcasing these Coronacasts on Thursday, May 7th at 5 p.m. People can join us for that podcast listening party. So we're showcasing the work of local podcasters. And I was excited to have you showcase this, because again, it's an example of someone rebounding and pivoting and doing something new and creative in the face of this. That's, I think inspiring. So thank you.
Well, thanks for saying that. But I'm excited, and it should be I'm excited to see who else is on and who shows up. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, it should be a good time.